Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Jermaine Jenas now thinks William Saliba too quick and strong for opposition players. Jermaine Jenas has said that Arsenal defender William Saliba is too quick and strong for opposition players to deal with. Jenas was covering the game for BT Sport as Arsenal played Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal controlled much of the second half, and that was in part due to Saliba's presence at the back. His introduction into the team this season has been a revelation, making Mikel Arteta's side so much more solid at the back. Saliba sets himself incredibly high standards and believes he's been playing poorly in the last month. That certainly wasn't the case against the Chelsea, as Jenas thought Saliba was too quick and strong for Graham Potter's players. Jenas was very impressed with Saliba and his partner Gabriel, believing they have been more important than Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko. He went on to say, "The partnership is solid, it really is. A couple of players who have added a lot to this squad. A lot has been said about Jesus and Zinchenko coming in, but that partnership has really transformed things," Jenas said. Saliba has been right up there for defenders playing in the Premier League this year. He's been different class. He is the one player you don't want to come up against 1 versus 1. He is too quick and too strong. Jenas went on to award Saliba the Man of the Match award, which is no surprise given how brilliant he was. The £27 million defender is almost certainly going to be spending a few weeks away from the Emirates this month. Saliba has broken into the French national team setup and should be going to the World Cup in Qatar. It's a just reward for a player who has been one of the league's best defenders this season. Saliba has less than 2 years left on his current Arsenal contract, and efforts are being made to renew it. Extending the 21-year-old's deal would be as important as, if not more so, than Arsenal making a new signing in the next transfer window. BT Pundit says Gabriel Jesus was causing Chelsea's defense so many problems. Jermaine Jenas thought that Arsenal forward Gabriel Jesus' movement was great against Chelsea, but had to score after a glaring miss. Jenas was commentating on BT Sport as Arsenal travelled to Stamford Bridge to take on Graham Potter's Chelsea. It was a tight first half with a few clear-cut chances for either side. However, the biggest opportunity of the game fell to Jesus after a great bit of work from Gabriel Martinelli on the left. The young Brazilian found his compatriot in the box, but his diving header sailed wide. Jesus offers a lot more to Arsenal than just a goal threat, but he had gone 8 matches without finding the back of the net before yesterday. Regardless of the miss, Jenas thought that Jesus was playing very well. His movement has always been one of the strongest parts of his game. However, he needs to be more ruthless in front of goal. BT Sport Pundit Jenas commented on Jesus' miss and said, "He has to score. The bit of play in midfield was electric, and this left-hand side of Arsenal has been causing Chelsea problems all day. They don't sort it out. They still manage to get Martinelli in all the space, Gabriel Jesus unmarked, back post. He's got to do better than that. He is playing well. Even in yesterday's game, he is causing problems. His movement's great. He's got a number 9 on his back. You want him to put the ball in the back of the net, and he can do it. He had a great start to the season. He is just fallen out of that rhythm, and maybe that's the thing with Brazil. It could be what they are looking at as well. He is really started this game well." Jesus has made a big contribution since arriving at the Emirates, with Martinelli suggesting it's like having another captain in the dressing room. He's been praised for his work rate since joining Arsenal, and again yesterday has worked hard for his teammates. Jesus had the perfect opportunity to end his goalless streak and will feel he had to score that chance against Chelsea. Against top sides, especially with players like Thiago Silva in defense, those chances are normally few and far between. As Jesus said, his current form may even affect his chances of receiving a call-up with Brazil next week. Mikel Arteta admits he is really surprised at how good Ben White has been this season. Mikel Arteta has admitted to Football London that he's been really surprised at how good Ben White has been this season. The 25-year-old has been moved out to right back After the return of William Saliba from his loan spell with Marseille, Saliba has performed excellently alongside Gabriel Magalhaes, which has led to White remaining on the fullback position. The former Brighton man had partnered Gabriel in the central defense throughout the course of last season, but has impressed in his new role. Now, Arteta has admitted that White's level of performances from right back have shocked him. Arteta was asked if White is happy with his new position in the Arsenal side. He went on to say, "I think he is very happy. I think he is really enjoying it," he told Football London. He finds himself with a bit of freedom, and you can see when he has space how he likes to attack. I think he is happy there. The Spaniard was then asked if White's form from fullback had left him surprised. "Yeah, but he has this capacity physically. He is a really special player," Arteta added. "He is very intelligent and very gifted, and he has a lot of courage to play this game. If you tell him to play in midfield, he will, and he will give his best." White performed brilliantly at centre-back last season, and it seemed a bizarre choice by Arteta to move him out to right-back, but the Englishman has taken to his new role with ease and linked up excellently with Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side. Fabrizio Romano insists Arsenal youngster is already world-class after performance versus Chelsea. Arsenal earned an important 1-0 win away to Chelsea in the Premier League yesterday afternoon, and Fabrizio Romano has picked up all the players he felt were most impressive in the game. Writing in his exclusive column for Count Offside Substack, Romano singled out the back four as being key for the Gunners as they picked up an impressive result at Stamford Bridge. Gabriel Magalhaes got forward from defense to score the winning goal for Arsenal, but Romano singled out young French centre-back William Saliba as being world-class already. The Italian journalist was also full of praise for Ben White and Alexander Zinchenko for the level they performed at, and it's certainly true that this looks like the best back four Arsenal have had for many years. The North London Giants used to boast legendary players like Sol Campbell and Ashley Cole in their defense, but things went downhill from them when they signed the likes of David Luiz and Socrates in recent years. Arsenal look like title contenders again now, and Romano has made it clear he thinks it's their back four that's making the difference. This was a very impressive win for Arsenal. They have a fantastic defense, really. Saliba is a world-class player, Gabriel Magalhaes is doing fantastic, and they trusted both of them during the whole summer, Romano said. Also, Ben White and Zinchenko are playing at top level. I am not surprised because they were really convinced of the project since day one. It's an exciting time to be an Arsenal fan, with Mikel Arteta doing a great job of turning things around at the Emirates Stadium after a disappointing end to the Arsene Wenger era, a poorly judged decision to hire Unai Emery as the legendary Frenchman's replacement, and initial struggles when Arteta first took the job. Arsenal close to signing Danilo with a January deal likely. Arsenal are close to signing Palmeiras midfielder Danilo, and a deal could happen in the January transfer window, despite an excellent start to the season. With Arsenal sitting top of the Premier League, Mikel Arteta will be hoping to strengthen his squad in order to continue competing with the likes of Manchester City. Since joining the club, Arteta and Edu Gaspar have looked to target younger talent in order to strengthen their squad for the future. Now, according to Brazilian outlet Bola VIP, Arsenal are close to agreeing a deal to sign Palmeiras midfielder Danilo. The report claims that the Brazilian club are already searching for his replacement, and they expect a deal to happen in the January transfer window. At 21 years old, Danilo fits in with Arsenal's recent recruitment strategy and will help provide competition in midfield. Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey have been impressive for Arsenal this season, but with the former now into his 30s, Danilo could be brought in as a long-term replacement. Arsenal have had a lot of joy from the Brazilian market, with Gabriel Martinelli particularly a fantastic coup. Arsenal eyeing move for Ibrahima Bamba. Arsenal are eyeing up a move for Italian midfielder Ibrahima Bamba, according to a report from the Daily Mail this morning. Bamba, who is still only 20, has been making a big impression over in Portugal with Vitória Guimarães. He has been a regular all season long for Guimaraes, and the Daily Mail states he is already been called up by Roberto Mancini to train with Italy. It's claimed Arsenal are among the sides keen on signing Bamba. He is said to be valued at the £26.5 million mark by the Portuguese side. They are clearly keen to get good money for their young star. Arsenal have made a habit of moving for top younger talent in recent windows. The likes of Aaron Ramsdale, William Saliba and Gabriel Martinelli have all arrived in recent seasons. Bamba then could well be the next on in line for Arteta and Edu to make their move on. The Gunners certainly seem to have their finger on the pulse when it comes to identifying new players. Bamba seems to have all the talent in the world. At 20, he is already a regular in one of Europe's top leagues, and it's easy to see why Arsenal will have identified him. Of course, there will be a long way to go in his development, but Bamba seems to be doing all the right things, and at £26 million, Arsenal might see this as a shrewd investment. Wilfried Zaha makes latest claim about reported interest from Arsenal. Wilfried Zaha, in his latest response to links from Arsenal and Chelsea, said he is devoted to Crystal Palace. Zaha has been linked to the two London clubs with reports that he would fancy a move any moment from now. They had recently disclosed how he came close to joining the Gunners, but the deal failed as Arsenal opted for Nicolas Pepe from Lille. The Ivory Coast international, who spent two disappointing seasons at Manchester United earlier in his career, has revived his career with 14 league goals last season and has continued his impressive form this term, hitting the back of the net 5 times in 11 games. He has therefore dismissed speculations of a move away, saying he is devoted to his boyhood club and insisting his focus is purely on performing for Patrick Vieira's side. He went on to say, "How many times have I seen my name next to transfer stuff? I never speak on these things," Zaha told Sky Sports. "My contract is up when my contract is up, and the only thing I am focused on is doing well for the club. That's it. I take each day as it comes. I don't know what will happen in the future. I can't say this is my plan, as I am only fixated on what I am going to do in training. I am very devoted to Palace, and that's all I am thinking about." Fabrizio Romano reveals the player Arsenal must move fast and sign in January. Football transfer guru Fabrizio Romano has told Arsenal that they will have to move fast if they want to secure the signing of Shakhtar Donetsk winger Mykhailo Mudryk in the January winter transfer window. The 21-year-old has been superb this season, making the likes of Brentford and Everton to be considering moving for his signature. In 14 matches across all competitions, he has scored 7 and assisted 7. Speaking this week, Mudryk's Shakhtar teammate Trubin joked that the dressing room has already accepted that the young winger will join the Gunners. "I like that he is focused only on himself, his and the team's game," Trubin said. "Fans don't really see that much. No one sees what he is doing away from the football field. All these transfer rumors affect him only in a positive way because he enjoys what he does, and in the team we can tell him, well, you are already at Arsenal, let's all go." However, Fabrizio Romano, who has confirmed Arsenal's interest, said Arteta must move in quickly. He wrote for Count Offside, "For sure, Arsenal remain interested in Mykhailo Mudryk. They are following him for a long time, but there is still nothing decided. Shakhtar Donetsk want more than 60 to 65 million euros to sell him now, and it's not easy. The race is open. If Arsenal really wants him, they have to move fast." As I said a few days ago, Arsenal are also keeping an eye on Orlando City winger Facundo Torres. They have a few options they like in this position, but there is nothing advanced for the moment. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.